What's up, guys? Welcome back. In this video, I want to teach how to read and write to text files. So first, what I want to do is I want to create a text file. So I'm just going to say R next. That should be good. So 4 names, and I just want to save this. I'm going to call this test. I want to go to my documents, see tutorial, and then actually I just want to put it straight up in here. Oh wait, it won't let me do that. There we go. So I want to put that in there. And so now what I want to do is I simply want to do, and something else I didn't show you is you can define constants. So we can do define, and usually with constants you want to say like max, um, you want to say like all capital letters and underscores are separated. That's like the common naming convention for this. And then we just no equal sign, and we just want to set this, we set this whatever we want. And then no semicolon either, because we're defining it. And so that's how you would define constants. And we just want to bring in that file object like this, which is pretty intuitive. We're trying to read a file and it's called file. And we want to bring in a pointer because we're pointing to the file. So then what we want to do is we want to say, we want to basically create a string array. We're going to say character. And then I'm going to say use string. And then we're going to pass in that max char num here. And then now I just simply want to actually pass in the file name. So what I'm going to say is fp is equal to fopen, and then the actual file name. So test.text because it's in the current directory, so we don't have to do anything else there. And then basically, if fp is not equal to null, then we want to, meaning there's actual data and the files found, then we want to say while fgets. What fgets does is it gets the entire string. And we're going to say use string because we want to copy it there, and a max number, so it should be max char length. And then we want to basically pass in the actual pointer. But while basically this is not equal to null. So basically, even though this is a condition, we're also still calling this method inside of here, so it's going to run this method each time it checks. So that's why we can do it that way. And all we simply want to do is we want to just basically just print %s, then the actual new string like that. And then after this while loop is done, also how about we put a front slash with an N there for enter. And then also what we want to do after it's done is we want to close the file. You never want to leave files open. It's bad practice. So you want to make sure you close that, and we should be good. And then basically if it is null, we don't do anything. So if we run this here, we should get too few arguments to function open. Oh, you know what? I have to actually define whether we want to read it or write it. So I want to read it, so we do R like that. If we're writing, we do that. We also have R plus, and then W plus or read write, and we also have A for appending. I want to use R, and let me do that again. Oh yeah, and we have to pass in the pointer here for to know which one to close. And as you can see, we get Jamar, John, Max, and Tom. So that's how you would do that. Very very easy. Now, what if we did a W? If we did a W, we would have to actually write like basically to the file. But if we do W not A, we're gonna overwrite it. Now we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to overwrite anything. So what we really want to do is we want to use an A. Now the A is basically going to append on to whatever's already there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I want to write a couple lines, so I'm going to just say for, actually I won't write anything, I'm just going to say P, I won't do a for loop, but I'm going to just say print, but it's going to be F print this time, which basically prints the entire line to the file. It's going to be a backslash n, and then it's going to be, just say new line like this, and then we're going to another backslash n, and then we also want to pass in the pointer, just like before. And then we want to actually be able to read it, but for that I'm going to have to make another loop here. So let's say um, f gets of the string, and then the max char length, and then the pointer. And we want to say, wow, that's basically not equal to null. And we want to say print %s. Ooh, I got a terrible headache. Alright, %s, and then we want to say new string. And so now this should basically show us that new string there. And then when we're done, we obviously want to close it. Like that. And let's just run this. Oh, wait, one second. I might have overwrote it by accident. Let me see here. Let me check. Well, you can see that it got written, but it didn't print it for some reason. But you can see the new line is there now. Let me see why this didn't actually. Oh, you know, because I'm opening it to write to it, so we can't use fgets to read it. Right. But basically, you get the point. So just exclude this right here. If you actually just look, again, I can bring it up. You can see we have new line there. And if I was to, let's say if I wanted to add something else, like for instance, pizza, and I run it, and I go here again, pizza. So, and I ain't gonna lie, the formatting is pretty bad right there. But nevertheless, it works. And so I just wanted to show you how to do that. So I hope you understand like how to do it. There's also things like F error. If there's a file error, you can print it, and different things like that. But this is the main thing here of puts and gets. And so I hope you understand it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section. Obviously, if you put this in a different directory, you want to put the full file path. And hope you enjoyed this little series I did for programming in C, just to kind of give people a better chance in class, because I know they kind of go really fast paced in there and they don't give you the best tools to use sometimes for actual learning. I kind of think it's more of like just a weed out process, but nevertheless, I mean, I don't want to just assume stuff, but like I said, I hope you enjoy this and you learn something from it, and see you later.